Hi, fellow pickles in the jar. My name is Sarah, and I welcome you to Pearls of Wisdom in Food. You know, as we go along with our food journey, we realize that we have to undo so many things that we were taught was gospel for so long about food and food groups and how to eat and when to eat and what you must do and what you must not do. And so we have to unlearn a lot of stuff and accept a lot of other things that just might not seem, I mean, it just seems sacrilege if you were. And so, I found that for most people, it's the fats. And when they start allowing the healthy fats, because if you're older like I am, we spent the 80s and 90s recoiling from something with fat in it once we started paying attention, as if it was like the third rail in a subway station. And literally, it was like visceral, like the fat, oh no. And so it took me a long time to be able to add that pat of butter to vegetables, knowing that the K2 in the butter would help the nutrients be absorbed in the vegetables. Who knew? But I mean, to go from having steamed broccoli for decades dry to suddenly being able to put a pat of butter on it, it was divine. Who wouldn't like vegetables with all that? I think the only vegetable I ate before I switched to low carb, high fat was just a smear of butter on an ear of corn. And now, I don't have the corn, but instead I can have the butter. It's kind of interesting how it all plays out, I think. So here I sit with all these electronic gadgets trying to figure out this and that. I ordered Penn's book, Gillette pens. Is that how it goes? Penn and Gillette. See if I can pull it up. His book on Presto. Yeah, Penn Gillette. Presto. It just came out on my Kindle. How I Made Over 100 Pounds Disappear and Other Magical Tales. And so it just came out, and I had pre-ordered it. And so it's in my Kindle. And so at the end of the day today, I will have 3 days off. And I will be able to crack it. And I can't wait. So that's going to be fun. I know he's not a believer in fat. I know that he has a Sunday School Station podcast. And it's really a riot. And usually it's like a couple of hours long. And it has nothing to do with religion. But it has a lot to do with how he's feeling about certain things. And in it, he would talk about his food plan, and when he does a show, he gets off from the show, and he will literally eat, 6 packages, those little packages, 3-point-something ounces of, like raspberries or blueberries or blackberries, and he's a big fruit hound. And so I don't know what he's up to these days. I've missed his podcasts, and sometimes he doesn't do them for periods of time, and that's okay. That's what happens for us sometimes. And he has a life. He has a huge career. And so, anyway, I look forward to that book as I do the one about our thyroid that's coming out, that woman wrote about, and all the differences with that. And so, anyway, here we are, and it is August 2016, and we are talking about unlearning what we always thought, which was, go low fat everything, stay away, trim the fat from your meat, have the lowest cuts, the leanest cuts of meat, buy low fat cheese, reduced fat cheese. Butter was like just scary. Yogurt, low fat, no fat. And then all of a sudden, if some of you are dabbling, you got your toe in the water, all of a sudden we're given permission to have full fat dairy items. Buy the cuts of meat that have fat in them. Enjoy it. And it's like, really? Really? But what they fail to mention or casually mention, as if it's no big deal, is that you have to give up grains to do it and sugar. So there's a huge change, a huge sea change, if you're used to eating the standard American diet. Because that is having balance and portions and paying attention to fat. And so what happens is that a lot of people overdo the white flour, the white bread, the pizza, the pasta, the carby stuff, the crackers, sometimes the cookies used as a treat, and they have oodles of that, and even if they're paying attention to that, and then the low-fat stuff on the other side. And I was a big purchaser of the Chobani. I would buy the 100-calorie things. I loved their raspberry. I loved the fat-free Greek yogurts, and then I was given permission for the full fat, and then I had to acquire a taste for the full-fat, plain Fai yogurt. And I went through a thing where I tried tons of other Greek yogurts, full-fat, and some tasted weird and some just didn't taste right, like the Trader Joe's full-fat non-Greek yogurt just tasted sour. And then I tried Esso coconut or dairy-free yogurt, and it too tasted weird. So I said, well, I don't have a lactose problem. I'll just keep my dairy, I'll be sane about it. I won't have a lot of it. And so I have like 3 ounces of Fai Greek plain yogurt a day. And I have my cheese, not a lot, but, we're talking about sometimes what we give up. And so if I'm sitting here debating whether I should have that rollatini prosciutto mozzarella cheese stick and 3 ounces of yogurt for lunch compared to the Subway, the grill dog from Burger King, the pizza, just the regular sandwich with this whole grain bread that I thought was like the best thing for me because it was whole grain, whole wheat, high in fiber, crazy. So, yeah, it's like what to eat when you give up those things. And like Michelle Berg says in her book, let me get it. Gluten, sugar, dairy free. And as you know, I still like my dairy, so I kind of fight that. But there are great tips in this. And one of the things she says is breakfast doesn't come in a bowl and lunch doesn't come between 2 pieces of bread. And, that's simple enough to remember, so what to have. And I'm fortunate because I can have the same thing over and over again and not really get bored with it. But, and then things rotate in, rotate out. Right now I'm on that portobello pizza thing. 2 mushroom caps of that is 250 calories with cheese and sauce and pepperoni. Well, that's a filling lunch and low carb. And so I'm liking things like that. The rollatini, the Greek yogurt with the peanut butter in it, and teddy. And sometimes I use the other nut butters, the almond, the cashew. And what else do I like for lunch? Oh, the eggs. I love my eggs for lunch too. And sometimes I have the salad, but usually I like having the salad at dinner because sometimes it tends to bloat me, but it certainly carries me if I've got enough fats in it. And so the one that I had yesterday, I had to have I guess it was a very early dinner, late lunch, because I took the women shopping to BJ's and Stop and Shop, and that was a 4-hour day. It was long. And then by the time I got back from that, it's like 2:30, and I had a 6 o'clock doctor's appointment, so I knew I was going to eat at work. So I had this salad, and I had one of the medallions of the mini holy avocado, not the guacamole, but it's holy avocado, the medallion, the 100-calorie, 2 tablespoons of evu, and 1 tablespoon of the pumpkin seeds, and 1 ounce of crumbled blue cheese. So I had lots of fats in my salad, and yes, it carried me all the way through. So the day. So that was fun, and that was delicious. And so I'm learning to trust the process. And one pickle said that they went away, and they'd been dealing with 3 pesky pounds, that's her term, and she was away for a little while, 10 or 14 days or so, and the only thing she said she had different was more EVU, more extra virgin olive oil, and poof, presto, to quote Penn, the 3 pounds went poof, and so she was delighted to leave them in Chicago, or not Chicago, Michigan, no, Oshkosh. She was delighted to leave them there, and I love that. And so you just never know. Trusting the process. The manager from Stop and Shop, she's been on her version of Atkins for 3 weeks, and the scale has only said 3 pounds, but pants are fitting better, even coming out of the dryer. And it's like I said, trust the process. There could be a whoosh. And what's a whoosh? A whoosh is when, poof, presto, it just suddenly get on the scale and there's 3 pounds gone or 5 pounds gone. But meanwhile, your clothes might be fitting better. You might be feeling better. And, long run, it's about feeling better and being healthy. The pants is the bonus, but we tend to aim for the pants fitting better first because that's how we roll. A teeny. So, all right, it's time for me to stop and get on with my day. And I caught up on my sleep from who knows when I lost it, a couple of days ago. And so I do have to work today, but first I have to walk. Then I have to go to my 12-step meeting. Then I go to work. And that's a wrap. Have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Bye-bye for now.